All right, today we are breaking down a really ambitious business coaching program. It's called the Million Dollar Mastermind. And we're going to dig into what it is, how it's supposed to work, and the huge promise at its core, all by looking at its own marketing and legal documents.
Okay, so let's dive right in. Every service, every program, it's got to start by solving a problem, right? So what's the big challenge this thing is built to tackle? Well, it's a problem a lot of small business owners run into.
The program's whole pitch kicks off with this really pointed question: why do so few businesses ever actually hit that $1 million revenue mark? And they frame it as this super common, almost predictable point where entrepreneurs just get stuck. And according to them, this stall doesn't just sneak up on you. Nope. They say it's preceded by these 4 clear cockpit warnings. You know the feeling. You're constantly stressed about cash flow. You feel like you're just throwing money away on marketing. Your sales are a total roller coaster, and you feel like you're carrying the entire weight of the company on your shoulders. So, if those are the warning lights flashing on the dashboard, what's the solution? Let's take a look at how this program positions itself as the answer.
The core promise is pretty simple. Stop guessing. They want you to trade in all that trial and error for what they call a guaranteed flight plan. The whole idea is to replace the chaos and uncertainty of growing a business with a clear, step-by-step system.
And they are not vague about where this flight plan is headed. The destination is $1 million in annual revenue. This isn't just some nice idea. It's a hard, specific number that their entire 36-month guarantee is built around. And get this, even their branding is designed to back up this promise. According to their own brand guide, this color scheme of navy, gold, and gray isn't just for looks. It's specifically chosen to communicate trust, quality, and sophistication. You know, all the things you'd want in a guaranteed plan. So, how in the world does this flight plan actually work? Well, the program uses this one big metaphor to explain its entire system. You're going to build your business just like you'd build an airplane. Let's look at the parts. So the whole curriculum is built around this idea. You're going to methodically build or strengthen 6 key areas of your business, piece by piece, so that the whole thing can actually take off and fly. First up, you've got the cockpit. This is all about leadership. And it's not just about being the boss. It's about creating a vision that's so clear and compelling that your entire team is united, all flying in the exact same direction. Then there's the right engine, which is your marketing. The goal here is pretty straightforward. Make your message so sharp that for your ideal customer, choosing you isn't just a good choice, it's the obvious choice. Balancing that out, you have the left engine, sales. This isn't about being pushy. It's about having a solid, repeatable framework that helps you confidently guide potential customers to a yes. Next are the wings, and these represent your products and services. This is so critical. It's about making sure that what you're actually selling is profitable, that people actually want it, and that it's presented in a way that's totally compelling. The body of the airplane stands for overhead and operations. Think of this as the internal structure of your business, your team, your processes, the stuff that keeps the whole thing from falling apart as you grow. And of course, no plane can fly without fuel. The fuel tanks, naturally, are your cash flow. The objective is to swap that constant financial anxiety for predictability so you never, ever run out of gas mid-flight. Okay, this brings us to a really crucial part of the whole thing, the guarantee. But here's the twist. It's not a one-way street. They frame it as a mutual commitment, like a pact between the coach and the entrepreneur. Let's see what each person has to bring to the table. This quote from their materials really gets to the heart of it. They're saying, look, we've got the plan, we've got the guidance, but it only works if you actually do the work. The outcome, they make clear, depends on you holding up your end of the bargain. So what does doing the work actually mean? Well, the official agreement has a 10-point checklist, but it really boils down to these 4 things. You got to show up, you have to actually use the tools they give you. You need to track and report your numbers, and when they give you guidance, you have to follow through. So here's the big question. What happens if you do all that? You check every box for 36 straight months, but you still haven't hit that $1 million mark. Well, according to the agreement, they promise to keep coaching you for free until you do. And what's the investment for all this? The program has 3 tiers. The main 2, a virtual version on Google Meet and an in-person one in Myrtle Beach, are both listed at $1,000 a month. And then there's a higher tier if you want more one-on-one access. So, who is this actually for? The materials are really clear on this. They're looking for the expert founder who is tired of being the bottleneck. Someone who is amazing at what they do, but they've hit a point where they realize they are the one holding their business back from growing. And to give it all credibility, the program is anchored in the founder's own story. He talks about how it took him 39 months of trial and error and a lot of pain to get his own clinic past that $1 million mark. The mastermind, he says, is basically the shortcut. It's everything he learned refined down into a 36-month system. And all the marketing material ends by flipping the script and leaving potential applicants with this one last, pretty provocative question. It's a direct challenge, and it really sums up the whole program's focus on mutual commitment. And that's where we'll end our explainer.